Yeah, how many years back do you need to go for, if at all, for like a purple belt nowadays to be able to beat a black belt back in the day? So
That was
like,
one of my questions too.
yeah. So is it like 20 years, 30 years, 40, or not at all? Like, what do you think about that?
So
We'll say purple
purple belt,
belt.
yeah. Who would the? So say again. Sorry, say again.
So
Who
we'll
would
say like
the?
a, yeah, we'll say like
Yeah.
a good purple belt, like someone that can do well at IBJJF tournaments, win gold and stuff like that. Can they beat a black belt from the back in the day? And if so, how far back would they have to go to be able to do that?
See, you're gonna open up kind of worms, and you're gonna have another Reddit post.
Yeah, right.
So
Sorry.
yeah, about it. So I don't know. It's safe to say. I think it's 20. Clearly 20 would be very safe to say. I would even say 10. Uh, because like you see from different signals, the Mika Galvaos and Rotolos, if that's the future of Jiu-Jitsu and that will be the average, not the exception, I'm really excited for a future. And if those are black belts, and maybe in a future those are only purple belts because I don't feel I've peaked yet. So I think 10 would be good already. Very safe to say, and not maybe hurting some too many feelings, because it's a very subjective question. We can't test it, so to speak. But I think purple belts today, 10 years ago, competitive purple belts today, IBJF, and 10 years ago, I would be, let's call it, they would do good, equal, they will beat and get beaten. So that would be maybe, because sport has clearly moved on. And the purple belts, if you just change the belt, there's not much difference if you see them entering also the black belt, So they're really good at the moment. So I would say 10 maybe.
Yeah. See, I think similarly, where it's like not only for like 10 years ago or whatever it is, it's also good purple belts now are comparable to black belts now too. Like they're just, some purple belts are so good. The ones that are winning worlds and stuff like that, the skill level is very high. So yeah, it's nice to see jiu-jitsu progressing as much as it is.
It is, but I also like the other topic is like, in a way, does it make like a belts obsolete, There's a different ladder for average people to get belts, and then for those competitors, they're totally different belts. So average black belt, and then like a competitive purple belt. So I think when you ask like is the gi going away and no gi stays and whatever, I think we're gonna see maybe two different things also there. There's gonna be like hobbyist route, and there's gonna be a competitive route, and those belts are not comparable. They're different people totally. And I'm actually interested how it plays out. Are belts still relevant after 10 years, or we just like wrestling, we just do it, and there's no, if you compete, your level, and if you don't, there's no belts, because in a way maybe the competitors will go so much ahead, and then what does the average, like, I'm a blue belt world champion, what does that mean? That means it's weird. You should have a black belt absolute, adult level world champions, but then white belt world champion, and then maybe in the future you have like a, ordinary black belt, and then you have a competitive purple at the same level. Then it gets weird in some, you know what I mean? So it's interesting how it plays out, I think.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, which is also why I'm so happy to have you on today, because I've been saying these things for so long. Like the one that there's a difference between recreational and competitive practitioners. I think that difference causes a lot of like ambiguity and confusion within the jiu-jitsu community, because advice you might give to a competitor is going to be different from advice you give to a recreational person. So man, it really muddies the water, right? And it's frustrating that we can't make that differentiation as much as we can. But
because belt system they're not they're good, we use them, but yeah, there's two different like ladders to climb totally. And I don't know what's the solution to that, because belts are weird and belts are necessary and unnecessary at the same time. And but we'll see what somebody like should be like a, let's say, democratic organization. We should have great minds together. We should debate a bit, and then we will see the best option. But I don't think there's a conversation at the moment. There's just some guys running the show.